Kaaba where the black stone is. So as I just mentioned, we start from the Hajar Aswad, the black stone. We go on the next slide. Preparation for tawaf continues. Men should uncover their right shoulder by taking the, I'll quickly read and I'll review it verbally. Men should uncover their right shoulder by taking the ihram sheet under their right arm. This is called irtiba. Irtiba should be done shortly before the tawaf. Likewise, once the tawaf is completed, one should cover his shoulder again. Women must not uncover any part of their body. The recitation of talbiyah ends with commencing the tawaf. So the talbiyah still continues. Once you are about to begin the tawaf, you should stop your talbiyah, and whatever other du'as or recitation of the askar you want to do while in tawaf, read the Quran, you are free, you can do whatever you want to do. So two things are there. We go on the next slide. Two things are there. Step in line with the black stone with the body facing it. Now two actions need to be done. Istiqbal Islam. Okay, we stop here. For the men folk, there are two things that the women folk will not be doing. In a tawaf, there has a sa'i after it. I'll repeat it again. A tawaf, there has a sa'i after it, which is called the tawaf of Umrah. Two things the men will do, the brothers will do, the sisters don't have to do. One is istiba and one is ramal. Ramal will come in the next slide, inshallah. Istiba, as we mentioned, is to expose the right arm. For the males, let the sheet go under your right armpit and then on your left shoulder. This will be the case all the way until the end of the tawaf. Once you finish the tawaf, again you will cover your right shoulder. Ramal is you have to walk briskly. As a person who is physically fit, he's a bodybuilder, you see he has a different style of walking. So likewise, he moves his shoulders when he walks. Usually people like me and you don't do so. So when a strong person walks, he moves his shoulders and he walks briskly and he takes short steps. This is called ramal. This has to be done in the first 3 ashwat, in the first 3 circles out of the 7 circles of the Kaaba. This is only for the male. Now we come on this slide that you see in front of us, istiqbal and istilam. This is in the beginning of the tawaf. What is istiqbal? Istiqbal is to raise one's hands like one does in salah while is facing the black stone and say, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah. So we raise our hands like we do in Takbir Tahrima. This is only in the beginning of the tawaf, and this is for male and female both. Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah. After raising the hands and saying the above, one will put the hands back down to one side. उसी कैफियत पे हाथ नीचे आ जाएंगे. This will always be done when one commences any tawaf. Next slide. Istilam is to make some form of contact directly or indirectly with the Hajar al-Aswad. I'll skip this and I'll just say verbally. Usually when there was no rush in the olden days, people used to go and kiss the black stone, the Hajar al-Aswad. Now it's not possible. We should not even try to do this because so much izdiham, so much traffic is there. And to hit someone, to push someone just because of the reason of kissing the Hajar al-Aswad, this is a sin in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we should refrain from this. Now what we have to do, we have to just do istilam. Now I'm going to read this thing. If one cannot touch the black stone without pushing, shoving or causing some difficulty, then one should place both hands on the stone and then place one's lips in between. When kissing the stone, a noise should not be made. If one cannot kiss the stone, then merely touching the stone and kissing one's hand will suffice. Nowadays, due to the crowd, the above are very difficult. We go on the next slide. Tawaf and istilam. It is sufficient to be in line with the black stone, facing it from a distance, with the palms of both hands raised towards the black stone. Okay. So in other words, your hands are raised to the line of your shoulders and the palms are facing the Hajar al-Aswad, and you say Bismillahi Allahu Akbar. After pointing to the black stone with one's palm, one should kiss his hands and then put them down. Those who understand Arabic know that's why we use the word istilam, because you face towards the Hajar al-Aswad and then you kiss the hands. Istilam will be performed a total of 8 times at the beginning of every round in tawaf and after completing the second round. पहले चक्कर में इस्तिलाम हुआ, दूसरे, तीसरे, चौथे, पांचवें, छठे, सातवें चक्कर में हुआ 7 इस्तिलाम हो गए. जब आखिरी चक्कर खत्म हुआ तो 8वां इस्तिलाम होगा. तो टोटल 8 दफा तवाफ में इस्तिलाम करेंगे. We go on the next slide. Facing Hajar al-Aswad, you see the arrow is there, the Hajar al-Aswad, the black stone. When we do the istiqbal and we do the istilam, we have to face the Hajar al-Aswad. But while doing tawaf, we don't face the Kaaba. We move towards the right side and we should look into the front. That's the way to do the tawaf. Next slide. I have been told to include Urdu also because some of our sisters are not able to understand. Now we are limited by the time slot. So whatever necessary, inshallah, I'll try to include the Urdu part also. Otherwise, if there is something that misses, inshallah, you can ask me at the end. Tawaf. After performing istilam, one will begin tawaf, circumambulation of the Kaaba. A male will walk briskly in the first 3 rounds. This is called ramal. We just mentioned it. If it is not possible to walk briskly due to the crowds or due to one having to look after family, one may walk normally. A female will not do ramal. She will walk normally. If I have my wife with me, I have my mother with me, I have my young daughters with me, if I do ramal, they will be left behind, and this is not advisable. So in that case, I have to skip ramal. I will not do ramal. Female don't have to do ramal in the first place. Ramal will only be performed in the first 3 rounds. In the last 4 rounds, a male should walk normally. Ramal and istiba will only take place in that tawaf which has a sa'i after it. So if you are doing a regular tawaf with your clothes on, you are not doing umrah, you don't have to do ramal or istiba, anyone. In a nafal tawaf, one will not perform ramal or istiba. Moving forward, the next slide. This is again the diagram. Now see, the circles are there. This shows you how you are going to do the tawaf. So you are starting anti-clockwise, and the dotted line that is there, starting point, it is written, and ending point. Diagram above shows the sequence of the tawaf. So this is how the tawaf will be done. And look, it's difficult to encompass and remember everything today in one sitting. That's why, alhamdulillah, the imams are there in every group, and imams will do the mudhakara with you one night or one day before what will happen the next day. So alhamdulillah, be content, don't be burdened that I won't be able to remember everything. Every day, one day before going to the Mina, before going to Arafat, before doing the Umrah, inshallah, your imams respectively will remind you and do the mudhakara with you. Next slide, miscellaneous rulings regarding tawaf. One must walk around the hatim and not cut through. Doing tawaf, recite the Quran or do the zikr or make dua. One should avoid talking while performing tawaf. One should not read aloud in a manner which disturbs others who are doing tawaf. It is disliked to eat while in tawaf. If somebody is sick, a diabetes patient, something like this, that's fine. One may drink zamzam in between if one feels thirsty. Next slide. Okay, if while is performing tawaf, if one's wudu breaks, a first salah starts, or one needs to take a break, then it is permissible to pause the tawaf and then continue from the very place he stopped. That's easy to understand. One will not gesture to any other corner of the Kaaba besides the corner with the black stone. We don't have to raise our hands in any other place. Sometimes people raise their hands in Rukn al-Yamani. This is not the correct method. So we only have to raise our hands when facing the Hajar al-Aswad, the black stone. It is mustahab to touch the Rukn al-Yamani, Yamani corner if it possible. If one cannot go near it due to the crowd, one should not gesture towards to it. The Rukn al-Yamani should not be kissed. Next slide. This is how the Rukn al-Yamani looks. They have exposed the corner, and this is the corner before the Hajar al-Aswad. Next slide. Completing tawaf. The tawaf is completed upon making istilam of al-Hajar al-Aswad, the black stone, at the end of the 7th round. This will be the 8th istilam in total. We already discussed this. It is wajib to perform 2 rakats after tawaf. The 2 rakats should not be performed in the makruh times for salah. Makruh times are after Fajr or after Asr. This is once again according to the Hanafi school of thought. The Shawafi and the Hanabila say otherwise. The 2 rakats, okay, these times are after the Fajr prayers, at sunrise, at zenith, after the Asr prayer and at sunset. It is preferable to perform these 2 rakats behind al-Maqam Ibrahim. However, if there is not sufficient space, one may perform these 2 rakats anywhere. The preferable place is behind Maqam Ibrahim, all the way behind anywhere in the masjid. But in the Hajj season, it's very, very difficult. If you easily find space in the mataf, in the tawaf area, alhamdulillah, otherwise pray anywhere in the masjid. Sa'i is a wajib element in Umrah. It is performed after the tawaf. Sa'i is to walk between the 2 hillocks, Safa and Marwa. The 2 mountains, the 2 hills, Safa and Marwa, the hills are not there anymore. They have just left the patch, it's level. Sa'i is performed by walking between these 2 hills 7 times, starting at Safa and ending at Marwa. The place where Sa'i is carried out is called Mas'a. You will see these boards that Mas'a is on this direction, so that's why the name is mentioned here. Next slide. Preparing for Sa'i. After performing the 2 rakats of tawaf, one should go in line with Hajar al-Aswad again, do istilam, and for the commencing of Sa'i. He will then exit the masjid and head towards the Safa hillock, which is located in the Mas'a. After doing the 2 rakats, if you can do the istilam one more time, alhamdulillah, otherwise leave the istilam. Just go straight to the Mas'a. And if you are standing near Hajar al-Aswad, on your left side you will see the boards for going towards Sa'i or Mas'a. So look, this is how it looked from a bird's eye view. This long place on the top left of the picture, on the bottom, top right and bottom left, this is the Mas'a. This is the place where you do the Sa'i. It is attached exactly with Masjid al-Haram. Moving on the next slide. This is the aerial view of the Mas'a. You see the 2 yellow lines. This is the time a few years ago when construction was still going on. Now it's finished. So this is how the Sa'i is. If you can maybe take a look from the hotel based on your room, you might be able to see it. Okay, one will come to the Safa hill, ensuring one is standing on the hillock of Safa. Face the Qibla. I'll read it and I'll review it quickly. Face the Qibla and one will say Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah. One should then make dua to Allah. Now head towards Marwa. When the green light approaches, one male should run until the next green light. Now this is the case. You come on top of the place where there is the Safa hill and you would see people. And you have to face the Kaaba. And Kaaba can be seen in between the arcs of the masjid. When you face the Kaaba, you say this dua, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. And if you want to make dua, make dua. The hadith says, recite La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu, lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. If somebody remembers this, alhamdulillah, recite dua. Then come down the hill facing towards Marwa and start your Sa'i. This is how the Sa'i starts. See, you have to go from Safa to Marwa. You don't have to start from Marwa. You have to start from Safa. So from Safa to Marwa will be one turn. Take a round on the hill. Again face towards the Kaaba. Again say Bismillahi Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah. And then come down Marwa towards Safa. Next slide. Performing Sa'i. Women will not run between the 2 green lights at the Mas'a. I'll mention this. When a person reaches Marwa, he has completed 1 lap. At Marwa, one will again face towards the Qibla and say Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah. Now from Marwa, you cannot see the Kaaba. They have the elevators there, so you don't have to face towards the Qibla. After making dua, one will head again towards Safa. Dua is this La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu, or whatever dua you want to make. One will repeatedly do this until he finishes the 7th lap from Safa to Marwa. Now there are 2 green pillars or green lights. They are near Safa and far away from Marwa. The men start little. Now, okay, let us see this and then I'll mention it. This is where Safa starts. This is from one of the levels. Safa and Marwa has now, alhamdulillah, 4 levels. 4 male ho gaye Safa Marwa ke. So this is one of the level. Ye ek taraf ki tasveer hai. We move forward. This is how Marwa looks like. See, you cannot touch the mountain. You cannot step on the mountain. Move up. We go ahead. After standing on Marwa the 7th time and making dua, it is mustahab to perform 2 rakats in the masjid. If somebody misses that, that's fine. Move forward. Okay, it is not necessary to have wudu when performing sa'i. It's recommended. But if you break your wudu also, you can continue your sa'i. You don't have to stop. One should engage in zikr and dua. If salah starts or one needs to take a break, sometimes we are not used to so much walking. So we need to sit down for 2 minutes. It's fine to take a break. It is permissible to take a break and sit down. Shaving or okay, before going that milain akhdarain we say in Arabic. There are two green pillars and there are green lights on the top. As soon as we hit the first pillar, the men start walking in a speedy manner like we are jogging. Not literally running, jogging. And the women go on their regular space. When we hit the second pillar, we stop the jogging part and we again start walking. But if my mother, my sister, my daughters, my wife is with me, then after this jogging part, I have to stop on the right or left side. Then I have to wait for my women folk to come, be once again attached with me, and then move forward. Otherwise, you lose your family. Lose meaning they will get lost and this will cause burden on you. Shaving or trimming the hair, qasr or halq, is wajib for men to come out of ihram. Shaving the hair is better than trimming the hair. It's afdal to shave as compared to qasr. देखिए बाल कटाना या हलक करना ये वाजिब है, हलक करना अफजल है, कटाने का दूसरा दर्जा है. All the hair on the head should be shaved or trimmed. It is permissible to cut one's own hair or go to the barbers. A woman must, now the group leader inshallah will guide you where are the shops of the barbers. A woman must only cut 1 inch of her hair and no more. This is once again when we do the muzakara there we'll elaborate on this. She can cut it herself. Once a person cuts